I am Kateryna Maliuta-Osaulova. I am International Secretary of the Trade Union of Education and Science Workers of Ukraine. It was and remains a very difficult period for Ukraine, for our trade union members, for all educators and for all Ukrainians in general. But Ukraine is still fighting and standing. We'll see the victory. One of the most painful for us is the situation with our children. Education sphere is one of the most affected by this war. More than 3,000 educational institutions were damaged. More than 300 of them were totally destroyed. About 900 are on the occupation territory. Our teachers have to work in a very difficult conditions. They have to work in the shelters in several shifts. They have a huge pressure. They have to work online, and they are working and they want their children learning, studying, continue their educational process. You know that in Kharkiv have metro schools because teachers want to teach and students want to continue their education. In the eastern part of Ukraine, where there are still active actions, there are remote learning. And in the central and western part of Ukraine, we have mixed and offline learning. There is face-to-face education process in those schools where there are shelters. So all the schools in Ukraine need to have shelter. And every school tries to renovate, to reconstruct its shelter, to do everything so that children have the opportunity to study there. But unfortunately, the space is very limited. Children have to study in several shifts, or one day they have offline learning and the other day they have online learning. So that's the challenges of today's life in Ukraine. It's about more than 500,000 children who are abroad, about 12,000 teachers. But some of them continue to teach online. The most important thing that can attract people and teachers to their profession, this is peace, of course, safe working conditions. If the person is sure that they and their families will be alive, they will come back and continue to teach in Ukraine. The second thing is salaries. If person has a good salary, can afford to buy some clothes, books, products to their family and to himself. These are the main things for today. The war lasts very long, but nobody should forget about this war. We are fighting for democracy in the world, and that's why nobody should forget about it. We have to continue to speak about the situation in Ukraine, about the losses in Ukraine. What is the price of this freedom, of this democracy in the world? This is our lives of our people. That's what we ask, not to forget and continue to speak. We support Israel when we see the situation in Israel, the attack on innocent people. And we want no more terrorism in the world. Russia is a terrorist state. Any attack should be accepted. It's the message of support and to be strong, not to give up, continue to fight for their rights, the right to live, for education, to live on their land freely,